Hi YouTube, this is Loyal to Law once again, and in this video I'm going to continue to show you the basic fundamentals of Arnis, Cali, or Escrima. And for a quick review, I've showed you on how to hold a stick, and if you're right-hander, you hold your stick with your right hand. On your fighting stance, that should be a bladed position, which is like this, here, and that your check hand, your weak hand, is between the stick and your head for defense and offense simultaneously, as I do it sideways, here. I also showed you in my past videos about the V-strike, using only the wrist, and without putting my check hand down. So it's here, it's still here. See? Now in this video, I'm going to show you one of the basic techniques that's on the dangerous side if you're not doing it properly, but it's very rewarding if you have practiced it a whole lot. And it's thrusting. Thrusting, first and foremost, is holding your stick in this way. Here. Yes, I know there are a lot of negative things about thrusting, but first we're going to go through on how to thrust. I'm going to explain it later in this video. So, when thrusting, you hold your stick like this, as I'm doing it side view. One analogy for you to remember on how to hold the stick is trying to plug something on an outlet. So here, you imagine yourself holding a plug, then you're just trying to plug it in an outlet. See? Or you may think of holding a TV remote controller, that instead of pressing the buttons with your middle and index fingers, you use your thumb. See? So that is how to hold the stick when thrusting. Now thrusting is, if you notice, it's just doing this motion, as I do it here. It's just doing this motion. Now, thrusting is one of the basic strikes in the stick arts, knife arts or sword arts, because some of the strikes like the V-strike, whatever kind of variation, V-strike, the huge V-strike here, the upside down V-strike, the motions are, even though you did it very fast, they're still big for some of the opponents that you're going to face. Hopefully you'll not. Especially the very agile ones, where they can just block anything. So, and another thing about thrusting is it's not natural for people. So a lot of people, when they hold an object with a certain length, they'll just swing wildly. Especially when they hold a baseball bat, they'll just swing wildly, hoping that the bat would hit their opponent and stuff. Thrusting is very rewarding at the same time as dangerous. So we'll go to the positive side first. For the first part, when you're thrusting, you're just using the tip of the stick. See? Just the tip. When you're using the tip of the stick, you're just using a small object to attack a certain point or a certain part of the body. So you're just piercing. Let's say one of your opponent attacks, your strike attacks, you block, and then you strike back. Your your strike is blocked, and you're frustrated because your opponent is very quick on blocking your strikes. Then you do a second strike again, it's blocked. Now you're getting angry. Now you see, now that you know that doing this kind of thing or strikes isn't really going to do anything. See what I just did? I went from doing this kind of motion or doing these kinds of strikes into thrusting. See? Imagine that I hit you with this, you blocked, then I just kind of like sliding my stick up a bit on the side. As long as I can see a small portion of opening for me to thrust my stick, that's a good opportunity for me to thrust. So as I do it side view, here, I strike, it's blocked, then I move it to the side a bit, then I thrust. On the same angle. See? Now those are the good points, or that's the good point for thrusting. That if you have a very, very small opportunity, really small opportunity, that doing these kinds of strikes are too big enough for you to hit your opponent or to take that opportunity, take that opening, thrusting is the way to go. See? But first we're going to just do this. Basically when you're doing thrusting at different angles, you're maintaining your hand position in this way. So even though I put it upside down, it's still, my wrist is still in this way. So I do it here. See? Even though I put it here, it's still the same. So basically you're still making that kind of position with your wrist. Now on to the bad part. The bad part in thrusting is, first and foremost, it's too uncomfortable for you to have this kind of wrist position for a very long period of time. You're going to feel an overstretch here and so much tension building up here on this side. Another bad thing about thrusting is it's too big of a move at times, because see here, if I want to thrust you, see, that's too huge of a move, and by the time I cock my stick here to thrust you, you've already blocked it, or you've already run away to the side and hit me with anything. Also, when you're thrusting, especially on a very hard object, as I show it here, and I put my left arm here, if you have a good grip, then your thrusting should be good. If you have a loose grip, see where my stick went? Tight grip, loose grip. See? So if you're going to thrust, be sure that you have a very good tight grip. Because if you're going to thrust and you have a very loose grip, what happens is, instead of you thrusting your opponent, you're thrusting yourself. Literally. So those are the bad points when thrusting. It's half rewarding, but you really have to work hard when you're going to practice doing it. You really have to have strong wrists. And how to have strong wrists? First is you just do some kind of exercises, which I'm going to, or drills that you can do, kind of like this way. Just circle the stick here, kind of like doing the V strike, except that you're just letting the stick roll on between the middle, between your thumb and the index finger. So you're just letting your stick roll here, kind of like that. So here, forward and backward. Those are one of the drills. Just do those. Just do those. It's both strengthening and stretching your wrists at the same time, and it will greatly help you reduce injuries with the wrist. Also, just practice the V strikes. It also helps strengthen your wrist. See? Then if you're going to practice thrusting, I really strongly suggest to practice thrusting on hard objects very lightly. to practice your grip. Okay? Here. Maybe you can practice alone thrusting just by doing this with your hand to really practice your grip. And if you feel that your wrist is a bit tired or tense, or that your wrist hurts already, give a break. Shake it off like this. Lightly. Then practice again. So there you have it. That's another basic strike in Kali, Arnis, or Escrima that you can do for practice and solo training. And I hope that this video has helped you. And for everyone out there, since it is November, happy Thanksgiving. God bless.